Hola amigos de Wine News TV, qué placer para mí estar con mi querido amigo Alessandro Celay. Yo le digo my dear, mi querido. Estamos aquí en Castellare di Castellina, una de las grandísimas bodegas de la Toscana, en un pueblito maravilloso que se llama Castellina in Chianti. Alessandro lleva 28 años, casi 3 décadas trabajando en esta bodega y hoy tenemos un evento muy especial. Vamos a estar probando dos vinos, el mismo vino de añadas diferentes. Lo que quiero comunicarles hoy es la calidad de estos vinos al momento de salir al mercado y lo maravillosamente bien que envejecen. Hay mucha gente que compra vinos para guardar. So, my dear, we're finally together.
Yes,
What a pleasure.
thank you for coming. It was a
I
big pleasure for me to have you here.
and I've stayed here a couple of days. I'm very, very grateful. My family is as well for the opportunity to sleep at a place where you really feel the presence of God. You
Yeah.
feel the presence of God amongst nature, amongst some of the best vineyards in the world, a region that has given a lot of pleasure to many wine lovers all throughout the world. Because I have you here, and I'm not going to waste the opportunity, I want to take maybe a minute or two to talk about your career, Alessandro Celai. How did you get started in wine?
My career honestly starts long time ago because I decided in my life to become a winemaker when I had 4 years old.
When you were 4 years old.
Yes, thanks to my dearest uncle that unfortunately now is passed away. He used to a Catholic priest in a little village, in a little church in the area of Castellina and Chianti. And he was a kind of good winemaker because without to do any school, of course, as winemaker, but he became with a great passion, with a great dedication. He had a little vineyard around the church, making the wine for the community. And he teach me a lot. He bring me in the vineyard since I was 3 years old.
Wow.
And at 4 years old, he finally gave me the opportunity to make my own wine. He left me a box of grapes and they say, okay, so this is the grapes, make your own wine. So I crushed the grapes, I fermented, and then I bottled. And I still have a few bottles of that wine
Really?
in my house. Of course, the wine is not drinkable anymore, but it's a part of my.
It's part of who you are.
Exactly. And then after that, year by year, I maturated in myself the idea to become a winemaker, and then I did a school for winemaker first, and then I was graduated in chemistry secondly, and then I started my career in a property here in Castellina before to move to Castellare, that has represented in my career a very important step.
And you started at Castellare de
I
Castellina.
started in
Very,
Rocca
very.
delle Macie. I started in Rocca delle Macie as my primary job, and then I moved when I was 22 years old in Castellare.
Oh my God. It's a lifetime.
Yes, exactly. And this Castellare for me is represented. It's a very important part in my life, and is still inside of me. Castellare is like every bottles of Castellare is for me. It's like a little kid,
Like a little kid,
So
like a
yeah,
little child of yours.
yeah.
Okay. What makes Chianti Classico different than the other wine regions in the world? What makes it so special?
The Chianti Classico, first of all, is the wine extremely connected with the territory. And secondly, Castellare has since the beginning, thanks to the idea of the owner, Mr. Panerai, so to protect the idea to make the wine following and respecting the tradition, so no blend between indigenous and international grapes. This is a very important aspect because, as you know, the Chianti Classico regulation is the DOCG, so it's the in the pyramid of quality in Italy, the DOCG is considered no as the highest. The regulation allowed to use 20% of international grape variety,
Cabernet, Merlot.
Cabernet, any international grapes, or mostly of the international grapes
Right.
are allowed to use. But of course, the sensitivity of Sangiovese is so high, and even lower than 20% change completely the style and the flavor profile and the taste. So with the 20% of Merlot, for example, in blend of Sangiovese, you have another wine, another completely another expression of wine. So that's the reason why in Castellare we decided since the beginning to produce wine respecting the tradition. So this is a pure identity of Chianti Classico. So no intromission of international grapes, just 95 Sangiovese, Sangioveto clone, and 5% Canaiolo. So the two original grapes from this area.
Okay, let's taste together. The first one is on my left, right?
19, you have a 2016 on your left and 2020 on your right.
Okay, let's go to the 2016. Thank you so much for
Salute.
this. Salute, my friend. Oh, lovely, lovely nose. Evolved, right?
Yeah.
It's evolved.
So with Eduardo, with this nose, you are immediately, even if you are in Puerto Rico, you tasting a wine like this, you jump immediately in Chianti Classico. You jump immediately in Castellina and Chianti because now you are here and you can recognize these flavors, these beautiful rosemaries, all the beautiful flower taste that you can breathe walking in the vineyard here.
Yeah, and
So
you
this
do
is the
feel,
territory.
as I was walking the vineyards, I've been staying at the guest house for a couple of days. Some of the smells that come from the different herbs, the soil, are reflected here in the glass. It's unbelievable. And then on the palate, my God, what an elegance. It's like a fine Italian shoe, like fine Italian leather. It caresses the palate, has a lovely, lovely acidity, has this unique energy, has this beautiful minerality, salinity to it. It makes you want to grab a bistecca or a piece of meat. It's
Any kind of piece of meat is perfect for this one.
it's delicious and it has soul. It's rustic and elegant, but it does have a unique soul. It doesn't taste like any other wine. It's Chianti Classico, the pure
Yes,
expression of it.
absolutely.
And this is a 2016, it's 2023, of course, but it feels so young. This wine can last easily 10, 15, 20 more years and still hold true to what it is.
Absolutely.
All right, now let's compare it with the 2020. Okay, here I see a little bit more pronounced color. Of course, the 2016 has, not that it has faded, it has a beautiful color, but this is a little bit more intense because it's younger.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
More brilliant, no? So
More
it's,
brilliant, yeah. Oh, this is a baby.
yeah,
This is a
it's
baby.
of course the nose is different because we are talking about a wine 4 years younger. No, so here you have the explosion of fruit, and and all the aromas are in the highest
Yeah.
in the highest moment, you know.
Yeah.
So at this time, because the wine already has almost 2 years between aging in barrel and in the bottle. So, but here, comparing with the 2016, where the wine is more quiet, has 4 years longer. So here you have is like a young boy that
Yeah,
want to.
I compare it to. I love calcio. I love football, soccer. They call it in the United States, but I call it calcio or football in South America. So the 2020 is this player that at 17, 18 is a promise. You know he's gonna be great. The 2016 is that same player winning the World Cup when he has all of that skills, the experience, which is very
Maturity,
important,
yeah.
the maturity. These are amazing, amazing wines. The 2020, as you said, has that explosion of red fruit, but you get the minerality, the herbs, a little bit of iron, a little bit of orange rind. The wines of Castellare have that lovely, lovely red citrus note to it that it's a little hard for me to pinpoint, but it's gorgeous. I detected in some Italian wines. It's like a little amato, beautiful note, refreshing in a refreshing way. And then this freshness. There's a lovely freshness to it that reminds me a bit of mint, menthol. I don't know how to put it in words, but it's feels so alive. I guess the wine feels alive and it makes you feel alive when you smell it and when you
Yeah,
drink it.
absolutely.
Last question, my friend, before we're gonna do another video. I'm taking advantage of having a Jedi master of winemaking with me. What makes Sangiovese so special? And the other part of the question is, what's the difference between Sangiovese and Sangioveto clone?
Sangioveto is the clone of Castellare because you have to know that Castellare was the first wineries starting to discover and to go in a deep discovering to the genetically speaking the perfect shape of Sangiovese, in the sense that when Mr. Panerai decided to invest in Chianti Classico long time ago, end of 70s, he found a lot of vineyards, but without to know exactly what he had inside.
Right.
Because nobody did the selection of the clones before that time. So Castellare was the first winery in the Chianti area starting to do the muscle selection. So the muscle selection means inside of a very, very old vineyard, try to identify the clones better than the others. And then after this important selection, we identified 3 different clones. More than that, but specifically to reproduce in our vineyards, we identified the 3 best, and we cloned with Sangiovese.
Okay.
And Sangiovese, because Sangiovese was the original name of Sangiovese. The first name of Sangiovese was Sangiovese.
Oh, so even in naming or utilizing the proper name to it, there's this respect for tradition.
Yes,
At
absolutely,
Castellare.
absolutely.
I love that. And if you have to describe Sangiovese as a grape, maybe in 30, 45 seconds, how would you describe Sangiovese? Because you've worked with Pinot Nero, you've worked with Cabernet, you've worked with most of the grapes in the world. What makes Sangiovese different?
Sangiovese is, first of all, freshness, elegance, balance, great attitude to age for a long time, and especially one of the best food-friendly grape in the world.
It couldn't have been said better. Gracias, mi gente. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, Alessandro.
Salute.
Let's toast. The 2016 is amazing. Salute, of course. And it's bad luck if you don't drink. Make sure to do 2 things. Seek out the Castellare di Castellina wines wherever you are, at a restaurant, at a shop, even if you're going to buy a gift. Make sure to give this an opportunity. It will not let you down, and whoever received the gift from you will thank you forever, because you have introduced that person to a beautiful, beautiful Italian winery. And secondly, follow them in their social media. I'm gonna put all of their information here. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and share this with all of your friends who love Italian wines. Thank you for watching. Gracias, mi gente.
Salute.
Nos vemos. Salute.
Salute.